And we're live. What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another Friday night pint international break. So we thought we'd, oh fucking hell, fucking setting off fireworks out there. Fucking, I thought my shed was falling down.
I thought someone was firing gunshots.
I thought Nicky had moved back to Canning Town for 1 minute.
I thought Nicky was back in the hood.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, mate, sounds like they're going off in your house.
Huh?
Sounds like they're going off in your house.
Yeah, I think they are. I think he's shooting them at me. He's probably started watching it. Oh, no, you can't.
Again.
1 minute, 17 seconds in and the C word gets dropped.
sorry. Yeah, so we thought international break. We thought we'd just come on and have a little chat with you all like we do every Friday. I know there's been no football, but you know, how you been this week, boys? All right?
Bad,
considering this the sort of first full week of lockdown, it's been all right. You know, it's just work and come home, innit? It's not much you can do. It's poxy, innit? Just want this all over with now.
Work home, work home. Yeah. That's all it is, isn't it?
What's that?
I said work home. That's all it is at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a little bit of a shit week, but I'll talk to you about it.
All right.
No, I just had a little bit of reflection with this. You know, I don't want to scoot around it. There's a guy on in the week. He started spouting some nonsense about a friend of mine. I told him it was nonsense. He didn't want to accept it. He wanted my proof, so I gave him the proof. Then he started to. Then the whole conversation just reeled into something that it really didn't need to get to. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just silly, like. And he tweeted me something very personal. And it upset me. It upset me like big time. And the thing is with me, I just don't let things go. And I tweeted him something that I really shouldn't have tweeted him. I didn't mean it well, I did mean it maliciously because he meant my one maliciously, but I meant it maliciously, but it came out like I was trying to be a bit of a bully. And then he spent the whole of the evening sort of tweeting everybody, telling it it's just things like this when they're saying like should he be able to run a YouTube channel? I mean, there ain't no criteria for running a YouTube channel. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I own the channel. What am I going to sack myself? But I had a little bit of reflection. I had a little bit of, on the day. Since then, I must say the guy's come out and apologized. He sent me DMs and he sort of deleted all the tweets. But it just gets to the point where, like, because you're in the public eye, people feel like you're free. You've got they've got free shot at you. They can say what you want, and as soon as you snap back, they want to sort of tell the world. And I know, like as I said to this guy, and as I said on my tweet the other day, I'm on West Ham Fan TV every week. I've been on West Ham Fan TV every week for the past 5 years. But my life isn't an open forum, and it's not. I'm not a public. A public figure. There is things in my life that I struggle with, and work this year has been one that I struggled with. And he took a dig at me, and I'm only human, and I took a dig back. But as I said, he sort of he apologized. But I sat there and started to think to myself, like, we don't do this for a living. I'll do this in my spare time. I've missed a lot of stuff over the last 5 years that the time you can't get back, and I just started thinking, is it worth it anymore? Is it worth it?
The thing is, mate, like what I said to you the other day, it's like I used to react to people on social media, and like you said, we are human. This ain't our job. We're just 4 or 5 West Ham fans that do this as a sort of hobby. And it does get personal sometimes, and I used to really bite back, but you know what? I found the best thing ever. I found the block button, and I block them and I move on, and that hurts them even more. And that's what winds them up even more. And I know sometimes especially when they get personal, I've had it. And as I said to you, mate, just forget about it, move on. He tweeted loads of people. No one reacted to it. So it shows exactly what sort of influence the bloke had. But as you said, he's apologised. Everyone, you know, we just move on. We just do what we do best, you know, and entertain the public during lockdown.
I had a couple of days of reflection. The thing is, what I said in my tweet is, I love doing this. You know what I mean? I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't do it. And then I've had the weirdest thing happened. I've had a parcel try to be delivered for a long time, right? And because we're in lockdown, right? Get this. This is ridiculous. So they've taken my parcel. The sorting office is closed. Yeah. So they've taken it to the local post office. The local post office is open from 9 till 4. Yeah. And not open weekends. So when are you meant to get your parcel if you're working a 9 to 5 job? But I did get away a little bit early on yesterday. And I got to it, and it was a very nice parcel. And I've got to say, I remember someone saying to me ages ago about giving me address and whatever. And it was like a couple of West Ham books, a little bell, you know, one of them ding-a-ling-a-ling servant bells, and a card. And it was from the American Hammers, and it was like a get well card after I had the operation.
That's nice, mate. That's really nice.
Very nice. Hold on,
I remember them messaging us about that. No, it's very nice. They're all top blokes at American Hammers. Yes, that's nice of them, mate.
And that's the sort of thing that makes me think, you know what, fuck the haters.
I used to think, like, before we move on to some point, I just like, you know, I remember the times where you could get like 50 good comments, but you'd get one negative, and you always focus on the negative. And that's just natural. That's just natural. But I've got to that sort of point now where, listen, if people don't like me, don't like you, don't like what we do, listen, that's their choice. I don't like Emmerdale and Coronation Street. I don't watch them, so I can't moan about them. That's where it is. Just, it's one of them things, you know.
It's life, mate. You can't please everybody.
Yeah, fuck me. If we could please everyone, we'd all be millionaires. You know what I mean? But we ain't. We're scrounging around for a tenner on a Friday night.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing is you've just got to deal. Just ignore that one person that's there trying to get a reaction at you. That's the thing. But the unfortunate thing is the evil side of social media, and unfortunately, the evil side of social media rears its head a lot more than the good side of it.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean,
I think it's because you focus on it a little bit more. You focus on the, you focus on the negative more than a positive. But I've always lived my life. I'm never sort of like, I'm never displeased to meet anyone. I try and help anyone I can. And like when someone's trying to like physically take you down and physically like destroy something that you've worked so hard for, and you know you haven't, you know, it's not a business. It's not, you know, we don't make like I can't quit my job. And like they're trying to basically, because they've got a problem with something that you've called them after they've done the same thing to you, and you just start to think like, what is the point? Like, you know, what's the point? Like, what am I doing? Because this is happening more and more.
Yeah, but so, the thing is, Nick, what you've got to understand is people are doing that because you're doing something right, and you're doing something well. And the unfortunate thing is there's a lot of jealous people in this world who don't like seeing people succeed, especially in this country. You know, the success isn't merited where it should be. You know, and at the end of the day, what we do, like we said, we do this for fun. We do this because we enjoy it. We do this because we enjoy each other's company, and we like bringing people together. And you know, since we've done this, we've seen a lot of good stuff come out of what we've done. You know, people we've met, people that we've brought together or have come together over something that we've set up. And, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to look at that. You've got to focus on them sort of things. You know, we know someone who's friends of ours who are getting married, and realistically, they're together due to our platform.
You know, all the friends we've made doing this, all the friends we've made that we wouldn't have met otherwise. No, so you've got to focus on that. Bloody hell.
This is what I'm saying. You get West Ham Fan TV, and we give you a free fireworks show in the background. But just going on to the positive, while we're on positives a bit, I got a message from someone called Richard Cox, earlier in the week about his son Jake. He's only 13. He started up a YouTube channel. West Ham Unofficial is called.
So, I watched that. He is fucking brilliant. That kid.
I was just saying. I watched a bit of him the other day. You know, very confident for a young lad. It's a hard thing to do, YouTube. You know, so you know we'll all give him our support. So I'll put after the show, I'll put the link in the description below for his YouTube channel. So head over, go and watch him. He's only a youngster, speaks very well, knows his football. And thank you so much for his dad who messaged us, Richard, earlier in the week. And Jake's also got a post-match pint glass, which he drinks non-alcoholic cider, I'm told, out of. But we ain't going to judge him. But no, good luck to Jake.
Seriously, I watched him. He done a live stream. He done something like this, right? On his own. You know, he ain't got the support of his mates or whatever. He's just bringing guests in and all of that. And I'll tell you what, I was so impressed. Listen, if, you know, one day, mate, you'll be able to take over this channel because you've got a big future ahead of you. You keep on like that. And give him a sub, honestly. Give him a sub. He's well worth it, honestly. It's not I was thinking, like, not to be rude, but I've seen kids do YouTube channels before, like, thingy, and it's all, like, on the phone and he's shaking everywhere. Very professional. Sat in a chair doing this, a very similar thing that we're doing.
Well, that's always a good start when you're sat in a chair.
No. Some kids can't sit down, mate. You asked my son to film a YouTube video, and he's like that, walking around the house.
No. I was very impressed with him. I'm glad his dad got in.
Very impressed. Very impressed.
And I had a good chat with his dad. And good luck to Jake. Wish him all the best. One bit of advice I can give you is just enjoy it, mate, and ignore the haters.
That's it. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? It's just ignore the haters.
Anyway, what's the what we got? Oh, do you know what? We've got to talk about it because we've got to talk. So we've got to start off with positive on this show, right? Our very own Lanzini has won goal of the month, and I think that obviously we can't show the goal, but everyone's seen it. I mean, not only is that goal of the month, that's going to be up there for goal of the season. I mean, I'm so glad for Lanzini as well because he's had a tough few years at West Ham, and to think that he hasn't really been involved much this season, but the one thing he has done, he's popped up with a world-class goal at Spurs away and one goal a month.
Yeah,
it was.
I could just watch it over and over.
It was one. What the fuck? What's going on?
Graham's got a echoing. What's happening, Greg?
Yeah, I could hear it. What's going on?
Who's Rachel?
What's happened?
It's one of them goals that will be remembered for years to come. To be honest with you, it's one of them goals that, you know, I watch the Ogbonna one every now and then, and I was lucky enough to be there for that one, and I would have been there for this one. And I'll tell you what, that would have raised any fan out of their seat at any time. But yeah, it's as I say, he's just a bit unlucky not to be involved after that. Really, it's just that we've been playing quite well.
He's knocking on the door. He's definitely knocking on the door at the moment.
I want to see him get back to his best. He was one of my favourite players.
Yeah, he's a talent.
Like I say, since he had that sort of serious injury, wasn't it? He's struggled a little bit.
Yeah, but a lot of players.
Good to see him getting back to something resembling.
Yeah, there's been many a talent down the years that have you know, had a serious injury and not come back the same. So it's difficult for a player because they've always got that in the back of their mind that one tackle is going to put them out again. So they pull out of challenges and they don't go that extra yard. You know, they lose a bit of pace. But Lanzini's got talent. We know that. So he's definitely knocking on the door. We all know he's a big fan. David Moyes is a big fan of Lanzini because when Moyes was here first time, he picked him. He was one of the first names on the team sheet. So, and when Moyes come back to the club, Lanzini was one of the first names on the team sheet. Just because it weren't working out for him, he ended up getting dropped. So, look, we all love Lanzini and we want to see him do well.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing you do. You want to see him getting back to where he was. You know, when he got called up to the Argentina squad and, you know, the form he was playing, it is disappointing. But I'll be honest, I don't think he's ever going to get back to what we had.
The good thing is as well is that it's good for a player like Lanzini who now has got competition, because when he first signed for us, look, he had a great first season with us under Bilic, but now he's got competition, so now he has to up his game in training, keep his fitness up, and as I said, we know he's got the talent there, but it's just about him keeping fit and being consistent, like a lot of players in the squad.
Yeah. That's it, and that's the thing. That's the problem now. The competition that we've got, it pushes player that extra yard, that extra more, and we've been quite lucky lately injury wise. We haven't picked up too many serious ones, so that also makes it harder for players to get back in, because the players in the 11, each week they come off the pitch and you can sit there and go, well, you can't really drop any of them. Fornals is the one that's really keeping Lanzini out the side, and he probably had his worst game in a while against Fulham.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I think Fornals at the moment is. I can see Ben Rama coming in for Fornals in the next game. As long as he don't come back injured from international duty, I think
that's the problem. Is that Fornals doesn't warrant it. He's had one bad game.
I know, and it's very harsh on. But this is the headache that Moyes has got. Is that he's got a lot of talent to choose from at the moment, and it's a good thing for West Ham. To have. We haven't had something like that. We haven't had something like this for a very long time.
Yeah, we haven't had. We have, in the past seasons when you've looked at the bench we've had, and it's been sort of youngsters and sort of fringe players, isn't it? But now we've got a fairly strong bench as well.
Well, let's take some comments.
It's something we haven't had for a good. Well, I can't remember the last time.
Yes, Graham, very well said.
I can't remember the last time we had such a.
Go on, sorry, mate.
Drop a scotch. He just had a little cognac on the slide.
I'm just going to take some comments. It's the goal of the season at the moment. What a strike it was, says James Dunlop. Jarvis Beckett says cracking goal. Richard Cox says brilliant, thank you, no problem. Don B says who's Rachel, and he starts laughing. Lanzini's goal is the feeling that it gave us. We will all remember. Lanzini's injury set him back, but he's getting there. Lewis O'Brien thinks Fornell's playing in form isn't helping his case. Duvet Dancer says, ain't it great to be able to say we're playing well enough to keep good players out of the team? Steve Bunn says, I think Lanzini needs more game time. Yeah, basically just all talk about Lanzini. We've got to mention.
Go on.
We've got to mention the results last night. Obviously, we're on international break at the minute. We all sat there and watched the football last night. England fucking spattered Ireland. Basically walked them off the park.
As we do.
Yeah, pretty cut and dry performance. Declan didn't get the pay. Do you reckon that was his choice?
No, I just think we've got an important game on Sunday. Declan Rice played a lot of football this season. I can imagine that Gareth Southgate, in his mind, would have been thinking if he brings him on, he might get kicked about a bit with what went on in his past. So I think Declan Rice we've got bigger fish to worry about than a friendly at home. We've got a big game on Sunday.
Could have said the same about Grealish, but
yeah, but they couldn't get near him.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what?
He was unbelievable.
He's never scared to. It don't matter whether he's got two players around him. He always wants the ball. Always willing to receive the ball.
At the moment,
it's fantastic.
You look at that team last night England put out. That was like a reserve team, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
This England team, this England squad, we've not had so much talent in one squad ever. Not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I know we've had good teams down the years, first teams, but you look at all the talent. He brought on Jude Bellingham last night. He didn't look uncomfortable. 17 years old.
No.
Another talent. Sancho. You got Rashford was missing last night. Kane was missing last night.
That game last night was a bit because of the internationals we got coming up for the Nations League and all that. You'd sort of class that game last night as a B international. If you know what I mean. Remember when you had them leading up to sort of a World Cup or a Euros, they used to bring out the B England B team for them players that were on the fringe type of thing.
Yeah.
And that friendly was more that sort of attitude. It was more of a B international for young players and other players to sort of show what they're about. Like you said, with the play you said coming in. You know, that's why Ricey didn't start. He's being saved for the next game.
Yeah. I mean, you as well. I mean, you look at was I talking to you earlier about Scotland? I was speaking to you this afternoon. Saying about Scotland and Ireland, you know, in the 80s and 90s and that, like the Scottish and Irish teams of the past, are very strong. A lot of Premier League players in there. But now, you know, I mean, Ireland's main striker last night.
Ireland haven't scored.
Not even getting regular football at Norwich.
No, I think that, and they was bringing on like players from League One and that. That's the difference. England have got so much talent to choose from, and Gareth Southgate, he's the luckiest England manager, you know, in my lifetime with what he's got to choose from, and it just all over the pitch, you know, all over the pitch. You think some of the players that are out injured at the moment as well, and players that weren't even there last night. And Jack Grealish has been knocking on the door for a long time, and I'm hoping that he gets his whether he starts in a fully fit England team, I don't know, because the forward three usually goes with Rashford, Sterling and Kane or Sancho. So there's just so much talent. And it was good to see Scotland get through last night as well. You know, been having a bit of banter with the Scottish fans and it's good because that's what it should be. You know, Scotland is the first time they've qualified since 98. You know, I think 10 major tournaments they've missed out on. So it's good for a nation, for Scotland to get through.
We have a meltdown where we miss one.
And that's what I'm saying. It meant so much to them. It meant so much to them, and it's nice because there's a lot of Scottish.
I've seen the video of them celebrating after.
Yeah,
it's fantastic to watch. But what you said about Southgate, what I like about Southgate is he picks players on form, regardless of who they play for. Whereas I think a lot of England managers in the past have been guilty of just picking players on the club they play for.
He hasn't picked players on form recently because otherwise Grealish would have started more. You know, you can't. You know, Gareth was a big thing of picking players on form no matter who they were playing for, and now he sort of watered that down a bit by not picking Grealish when he should have done.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. It's all down to what he thinks picks a system. It's not only just about getting in the team. It's about getting in the squad, and let's have a be honest now. Like players like Dele Alli, who have been absolutely fucking awful under ex-England managers, he'd still be in and around the squad. Oh,
don't get me wrong. Yeah,
you'd have people like Grealish sitting at home.
But this is what I like about Gareth Southgate is that he won't just keep picking Dele Alli because he's Dele Alli. He's not in form. He ain't picking him. Simple as like when he dropped Kyle Walker at one point, and Kyle Walker had to earn his way back into the squad. You know, this is the good thing with England at the moment. They've got a lot of, and do you know what? You look at our team at the moment, there's players like Creswell, Antonio that could be knocking on the door of England. You know, in past years gone by, Antonio would have been in the England squad in that goal scoring form, but Gareth Southgate's got so much talent to choose from, and it's a young. This is a squad that can, if they can get it right and this can be together for 2 or 3 tournaments, maybe even 4 tournaments.
That's the thing is like you said, when you look at players like that, you look at Creswell, the form he's been in of late. Antonio probably because the injury that kept him out.
Jared Bowen.
Yeah. You know, he's been in good form. But this is the thing: is it that the fact of who they're playing for, or is it just they don't fit the bill because of their age?
Well, no, because Declan Rice plays for West Ham.
Yeah, I know, but Declan Rice is a different level. Declan Rice is a different level to every player we've got in the squad.
I know that.
In West Ham squad, I'm on about.
Yeah, but you see the like a Tyrone Mings playing last night. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying. There's been times, especially lately, Southgate's let himself down with the teams that he's picked, and that's why the results haven't been as good as they should be. We shouldn't be losing to the teams we've lost to. And we shouldn't be drawing against teams like Arsenal, if I'm honest. But we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Bastard.
You're being grumpy.
Can we just appreciate one thing that Graham's in the room tonight? I had a couple of people tweet me earlier, hoping that Graham was going to be on. And just like a postman with Tourette's, I fucking delivered, Gray. and you're in.
That's as I was taking a sip of drink. Oh, don't.
Yeah.
I'm
But
using
yeah,
that one.
it's going to be good to have the own crowds. But I'll tell you now, you've got to admire their
It's good to have the home crowds. When was we talking about
the own nation. Sorry,
Home nations is on about. Yeah.
and hopefully, what I was meant to say is it's good to have the own nations in the tournaments, and hopefully we can have crowds back. But I'll tell you something now, right? Good luck to them and all of that. They ain't seen 10 tournaments and all that, and they always have a good party when they go. But they are some deluded bastards because they all think they're going to fucking turn England over. They ain't been out of a group ever.
Do you know what though, mate? In tournaments, stranger things have happened. And look, when you compare England, Scotland, England, Wales, England, Ireland, they can't touch us with talent. But you know, there's just something. I don't know. It's going to be on a Friday night.
They've never been out of a group. Never.
Scotland will not care what happens in their other two group games as long as they roll us over. They wouldn't care if they lost 10-0 both the other games. As long as they beat us, they wouldn't care.
They were the first team to beat us after winning the World Cup in '66, and they claimed they was world champions.
Yeah, but it was like one of the anniversaries. They brought out a commemorative DVD and shirt for it for a friendly.
Anyway,
wait, talking about that, right? Did you see Southampton? The Southampton shop put that T-shirt on their store.
Yeah, I bought one.
I bought one. I'll tell you now, right? I've seen some fucking shit bastard fucking T-shirts and things like that, and DVDs come out, but that takes the fucking biscuit. That honestly takes the biscuit. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Fucking.
Yeah, I know. That's like, that's. Ridiculous.
They went top of the league once. They bought out a T-shirt over it.
Well, that's the first time they've been top of the league since 1988, I think it was. So, to be fair, we'd probably do the same. We'd probably bring out a DVD. 10 minutes at the top.
Our mate's in there tonight, Jack, mate. Jack, how did you get on? Because he went in Big Brother. There's some sort of Big Brother thing going on at the minute.
Oh, what?
You been watching this?
No.
What, the Big Brother?
No, it's not the Big Brother, but it's a very similar thing. Like it's a load of YouTubers in this. Like,
I don't want to know.
I thought you might be all over that, right? You like a bit of Big Brother.
That's what I'm saying. I like Big Brother.
How you getting on? How did you get on? You're obviously out now.
Right, some of the stuff you watch, mate.
I look at you.
At least he gets a fucking choice, Gray.
That's true.
Walked into that one.
That is true.
That one, mate.
Ah, well, you live and learn.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I'm going to have a look at that. I like things like that. I like seeing people cooped up together, like struggling.
Yeah, it's meant to be really good. I've been watching it on little clips on YouTube and stuff. Like, obviously didn't get on very well, Jack, because you're out already. I don't know whether you was in there for like a little few days or whatever.
Oh,
but
that's a spoiler. Oh, Graham, just to let you know that the Titanic hits the iceberg and it sinks at the end of the film.
Ruined it for me now. No point me watching it now, is there?
What else do you want to talk about?
What was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I forgot now.
Who the fuck's Dan Lawson?
Who?
Oh yeah, I forgot Dan was in there.
Oh, you weren't on the other. We were talking about that the other night. You weren't on, was you? That one.
No, we've spoken about it before, though.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, what was Antonio and Ogbonna injury updates? They're both back training, so should be both available for the Sheffield United game, which is massive. Got a big run of games coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they're struggling at the minute, but it'll be a tough one up there.
Antonio's key, because you know we sort of missed his. Mind you, did you see Haller's goal for Ivory Coast?
No, I've not seen that yet.
Driving header.
It was a good goal. It was a really good goal. I've never seen him move so quick in all my life.
That's what happens when you put crosses in the box.
Yeah, exactly. But I was looking at the way he celebrated Haller, and he was over the moon, and he was fucking jumping around and fucking all of that sort of stuff. Very, very different to the way he celebrates when he's celebrating for West Ham. And I don't know whether there's something in that. I don't know whether there's something in that, to be honest with you, because it's it's one of these things where you sort of looking at his body language and everything when he celebrates for us. He's fucking over the moon. He's jumping around all over the place with them.
Yeah,
scoring for your country is a bit,
and on the international debut, it's a bit it's a bit different.
Scoring for your country is a massive thing, isn't it?
You'll have to you'll have to have a look at the way he celebrates in the future. Jack Mate's donated £20. Thank you so much, mate. He said, "Get some weekend pints on me, gents. Keep up the great work."
Cheers,
Barry Witt says Antonio shouldn't be rushed back.
No, he shouldn't be rushed back, but he's a good option to have on the bench. He won't start, but just to have him on the bench. If he's fit enough to be on the bench, then put him on the bench.
Yeah.
Mike 831 Hatcher says try Antonio and Haller together. Remember Saints last season. Do you know what? I would say yes, but as I said before, I don't want to start changing the system. But there is, we need a plan B. We do need a plan B, because when we was looking a few games before the international break, we looked a bit lost when people had worked us out. So yeah, we need another way of playing. So maybe
I think we will see that sooner. We will see that system soon. You got to think we're coming to sort of time we're back Premier League wise. We're coming towards the end of November, and then we're going to hit that Christmas period. We're going to have a lot of games in a short space of time. I think you may see a different system for certain games with the fact that we're going to be playing so many games in a short period. You think. I know with like the top clubs, they're playing the Champions League and things like that. It's like a Christmas period for them each month at the moment. So, changes will come, and I reckon we'll see that sort of at the Antonio Hilaire strike partnership somewhere along the line in the next month or so.
Well, this is what I was saying about the last game, about mixing it up a bit and adding an extra, like dropping someone and adding an extra attacking player. I think I don't know if you see it after the game against Fulham when David Moyes was doing his interview and Ben Rama walked past him and he sort of gave him the old fist pump and just said, "Look, be ready, be ready." I think he is on the verge now of starting for West Ham, and I'm excited to see him start, because I think what the glimpses we've seen of him so far shows that there is a talented player there. We all see what he done in the Championship, we know that, but the step up from the Championship to the Premier League is different level. But I think he can adapt to the Premier League, and he's going to be a good player for us. And we've got some exciting players in our team. We've got players that can win games in both ends. We've got a solid back five, at the moment. But yeah, sometimes you just got to mix it up a little bit. And
I think personally, because I weren't on PMP after the Fulham game, but I thought they beat us in the midfield a lot more.
We all said that. We all said that they overrun us in midfield.
Yeah, and that's something I think we need to look at, because teams are sort of picking out, with Rice and Souček in there and the way we play. The team's going to try and work us out a bit. So we need a plan B to
be fair, Scott, I did say that on Friday Night Pint last week, and I got a bit of criticism for it, about saying, because I knew that Fulham was going to flood the midfield, and it worked out because Rice and Souček. I mean, Souček for some reason got in the Premier League team of the week, which I thought he didn't have that good of a game. It was only the goal that saved him from getting a bit more criticism from us on post-match time, but. Look, it is what it is. We won the game at the end of the day. Cool. It was only down to the worst penalty ever. Scott, you weren't on PMP, mate. Give us your thoughts on that penalty. I've seen you take a few dodgy penalties in your career.
I was lucky. The worst penalty I ever took actually went in. But
what are the best ones?
I think
it's your best ones then.
I think I took 2 penalties altogether and scored them both, so I can't moan. But no, it's just
you're right. Fucking hell.
I'll Matt Letizia up there.
That time in the game.
Right, Matt LeBlanc.
Smash it, didn't you? You just hit the corner and smash it. What he was trying to do there, and you see Fabianski afterwards giving it to him.
He ran after him,
didn't it?
That comes down to like showing disrespect, you know what I mean? But if Fabianski would have died the other way, that would have gone in.
Yeah.
So it was only lucky that he went the other way. Could you imagine if Fabianski did dive the other way and that went in? the
That's
amount of
it,
criticism
bad,
that
but
Fabianski would have got.
overall, I thought, first 10 minutes we were brilliant, but after that, I didn't think we played particularly well at all.
Right, let's take some more comments.
That's
Gary
okay.
Payton. Sorry, Gray. Go on, mate.
No, I say like we said on I think we was being a little bit overcritical of ourselves, really. Yeah, we didn't play as well as we had been, but we
No, I don't think
we won
so.
the game. But
we were very lucky to get away with that, to be honest. Right, let's take some more.
In the past, that's the game we'd have slipped up in. So you got to give credit for.
Yeah, we won.
Grinding it out.
He's a top striker. He don't start, says Gary Page. Ben Rama to start, says Jason Croucher. I think he could do. I think he'll be in the next game. Jack Mate says, do you think Bowen will ever get an England call up? I'm talking about his entire career. He's got to be consistent.
As I said when we were talking about it a little while ago, I think he's definitely knocking on the door because he works hard. And, Gareth Southgate loves players that work hard. So I'm hoping it'd be nice to see him get a call up to the squad.
I think he'll take a few injuries because there's a lot of players that can play in that position at the minute. But
that's what I was just going to say. See, there's a lot of competition for them wide areas at the minute, isn't there, for England? So it's going to be tough, but he's got potential to do it. And they said the work rate that he's got about him, he does give something different to the wide players that we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Duvet Dancer Route 1, Haller flick on to Antonio. I don't think he wanted to come West Ham to start with. I think he's talking about Haller. Stevie Ray says, now on ahead, Nicky needed a plan B. Pellegrini didn't have one. That was his downfall. Hammers Mikey says, good to see Baptiste committing to the Hammers. Yeah, that was good. That was a surprise this week. A little contract being signed.
Yeah. Another promising youngster, centre half as well.
A lot of interest in Baptiste, I heard.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you look at the back line, you got Reedy's probably going to be gone come the end of the season. Ogbonna's not getting any younger. Not that he's old, but he's not getting younger. So we sort of need to start seeing these young centre halves come through and get hit their sort of potential. And hopefully he's one of them youngsters that can go on and push the players far and get yourself into that first team.
Gary Marlin says some supporters have ruined Haller. You don't become a bad player overnight. Personally, think it's because of all the trolling he gets. Get behind your players, basically plays to his strengths. I don't agree, mate. I'm like, you pay your money and you're entitled to have your say. And if you don't think someone's putting a shift in, I think you're entitled to say it. And it's down to him to show you different. That's only my opinion. But I know other people.
We've all got different opinions on Haller. All of us, and that's the thing. It's opinions. That's why we like football. That's why we like.
I can understand the frustration towards Haller, but when Haller was our main striker with Antonio being out, you think that there was a lot of people that would have got behind him, but they didn't. They would just wanted to criticise him straight away, saying he's going to foul, and that's one thing that that is the downfall sometimes of some of our fans, is that we like to get on someone's back before they even had I'm not saying they had a chance, but he started against Liverpool was his first start since after last season, and to go to Anfield is a tough for anyone. Even if even Antonio might have found it tough, up at Anfield. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's got an opinion, so no opinion is right or wrong. So
exactly.
Press Lover says Nicky would have taken a better penalty than Lookman. I laughed at it. What do you mean? I tell you what, mate. You fucking watched me 10 years ago, mate. I would have smashed that in the top corner. Don't worry about that. Guy,
I don't think you would have, mate, because I was penalty taker. So unless I was injured, mate, you just sit back and watch me.
I'd have kicked the back of your legs. Guy, £4.99 says, "Evening, gents. Hope you're well. Thoughts on the current England squad, how far they can go in the Euros?"
No, sorry, go on, mate.
No, personally, I think there's potential there to go all the way.
Yeah, the only thing, obviously, listen, we spoke about the squad and the talent. That's the only thing is that we're on home soil. I think we only play one game away from Wembley. Or I think we play, all the games are at Wembley. And then I think
one game we missed. Yeah.
The only thing is that I think whoever finishes first and second in our group is going to face a tough game, because the winner, we have to play Group F, which has got France, Portugal, and Germany in it. So it don't matter if you finish first or second, you're going to be playing one of them top teams. So we haven't got really a kind draw, But
No.
I'm hoping if the crowds are there, home advantage, we could go all the way. There's no reason why we can't.
I think that could play a big part is if the crowds are there.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though having, especially the England-Scotland game on a Friday night? Imagine having no fans there.
It'd be mad, wouldn't it?
It'd be the worst thing because the fans that get tickets are lucky enough to go. But it's not only that; it's about being out in the pub with your mates, like we did during the World Cup.
Well,
the thing is, mate, they reckon they found a vaccine.
Yeah, and fingers crossed, mate, that it works. It's next summer's a long way away yet. Let's just hope that by that time that we all will be looking forward to, that we will be looking forward to the Euros. And as I said,
with the news of a vaccine and all of that sort of thing, I think coming towards the end of the season they might start having some test events, but might start getting people back in about April time. And see where we are.
Possibly. Yeah, that's the thing. It's one of them. They've got to do it gradually, haven't they? If this vaccine works, and it's you've got to roll it out, and you've got to convince people that they've got to take, they should take it, because at the end of the day, even though it's a vaccine, I'm reluctant to take it because how new it is. That's my opinion. But these are the things. You've got a lot of factors to take into account, and we don't know where we're going yet. With this lockdown ends when it ends, so we'll wait and see what happens then. But although I've got this horrible feeling that we may see these Euros without fans, and it'll take a hell of a lot away from the games if that happens.
Yeah, you're talking about like with what's been going on, a packed Wembley, which is 90,000 people. I can't see 90,000 people being there, but it's a tough one. As I said, it's a long way off yet. A lot can happen between now and next year.
The funny thing is that obviously this tournament's played in a certain amount of different countries. Now, the rules in the fans going to grounds are different in different countries. So you could be seeing half the games with fans in them, and the other half of the games with no one there.
Well, that is true. There could be different levels of lockdowns to different countries, but it could be a Euros. You couldn't pick the worst year to have one of these sort of silly sort of stipulation ones, one where everyone's got to travel to different countries. I don't think away fans would be allowed in, which will dampen the atmosphere a little bit. But we play a lot of our games at Wembley, and the final and the semi-finals were played at Wembley.
Yeah.
So,
and like we say, lot can happen in 7 months.
Yeah, and this is the thing though. If you turn around and say, right, so away fans can't travel. Say England don't make it out of the group. You can, you'll have England fans at the England games at Wembley, and then all of a sudden the Wembley's getting
exactly.
It's a mad old time at the minute. Really, really mad old time. So,
it's going to be an interesting one.
I think it's going to be. There's going to be a few upsets in this Euros. I really do see it coming because
Scotland might have a shot on target.
But you know what I mean? There's no.
I'm only joking.
There is there in international football, but a lot of the games are. You see with the scores that are going up on the Nations Leagues. I know they sort of have made it a bit more competitive, but it's interesting international football for a change.
Hammer Dread, who is a good supporter of mine, and I really thank you for what you done last week, mate. I really appreciate that. Don't think I didn't notice it. I don't think we realise how much we will miss Ogbonna when he's no longer at West Ham, to be honest. That is a point, man. Like when you think about Ogbonna's career, he's had a couple of bad seasons when, us being us, we writ him off. But he's been magnificent, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think he's sort of getting back to how he was when he first came.
Yeah, he's up there for sort of hammer of the year, just like he was last season. He's a breath of fresh air at the moment, Ogbonna, and he adds a bit of experience to the back five, and I think that is why someone like Creswell is taken to that position so well, because of the likes of Ogbonna. And I think Balbuena as well. Balbuena was getting a lot of criticism. His form was off. He come back into the first team alongside Ogbonna, and I think it's down to Ogbonna why Balbuena's now up there. I mean, his stats over the last few games, Balbuena has been the best defender on the pitch.
Yeah.
And Ogbonna's one of these defenders, and I love a defender like this that goes about his business quiet. He's never. I know he done. Listen, he done a stupid challenge and he got involved with Mitrovic against Fulham, but you never really see that from Ogbonna, do you?
No.
So I'm glad that he's injury ain't that bad and he's back in
to our side. I think what Reed was to our side 5 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
He's that mainstay. 100%. That one with a bit of experience, he's a very important player at the minute, Ogbonna. And
you think with Ogbonna that bad patch that he had for us was after that, the operation he had to have on his knee when he played injured for us. If you know what I mean? He put his body on the line, he put his career on the line. When you have a knee injuries are hard to get over, and he put his body on the line, and then I think weren't we safe, and then he had to go and have it done, and he sort of then struggled to come back, and now we're reaping the benefits of that Ogbonna we're seeing that Ogbonna the first time, the true Ogbonna that we signed.
Press Lover says, I disagree with Nicky that they do have a plan B as it was shown against the top teams by playing 5-4-1 counter-attack football. Moyes tends to set up a 4-2-3-1 mainly. I think he will go back to it. No, I don't think he will. Otherwise, I think we would have seen it against Fulham.
I see what you're saying there. I just think because of how comfortable we are with a 5 at the back defensively, that's why he's not reverted back to the 4. Because when we go back to the 4, we look very uncomfortable defensively. Very uncomfortable.
And this is what I was saying. It's about who you play up against. Last week against Fulham, if we'd have switched to 4 at the back, we'd have had that extra power in midfield and they wouldn't have overrun us. So, look, you got to take it back game by game. But, I mean, speaking of David Moyes, one thing that I did like about David Moyes was the day after the game, he's at the Emirates watching Aston Villa, who we're playing against. I haven't seen many West Ham managers do that over the years, and he's a football man, David Moyes, and I know he gets his critics, but I think we can all sort of admit that we've enjoyed the football under David Moyes at times this season, and he seems to have got, not only in games, he seems to have got the players together and they're playing for each other and they all want to win for David Moyes, and that's something that we haven't had. I didn't really see that under Pellegrini, I'll be honest, but under Bilic we did in the first season. Second season, the players sort of turned their backs on him a bit. But yeah, I just think with David Moyes, I think he deserves all the praises at the moment, and long may it continue.
I agree, mate. I agree.
West Ham fans do not criticise players who try. Haller is not putting in the effort at all. How much is he paid? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with fans sticking up for him. Listen, it's your opinion, mate. Everyone's got different opinions, but I'm off the same ilk as you. Like,
the thing is, that statement's wrong there, because fans do criticise players that try, because the amount of times I've seen fans criticise Mark Noble just for the sake of criticising him. So, look, as you said, it's all about opinions. If you think Haller ain't good enough for West Ham, then that's your opinion. I think he is good enough. I just think that we need to. Sometimes he does come across lazy, but I just think that's him.
Nick says from Cross Hammer says Haller has as much life in him than a wooden stool. As much life in him than a wooden stool. Sorry, my eyes are going funny.
Do you want to read that again?
Haller has as much life in him
as a wooden stool.
In him than a wooden stool.
As much life in him than a wooden stool.
Yeah.
All right, Gray. Well, you flash.
Well, you're making it unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah. I do understand what Nick's saying there, because when people look at him, they see him as arrogant, and he don't look like he wants to be on the pitch. But look at his reaction when Fulham missed that penalty.
Yeah, this is what I said. Look at his reaction the other week when other players scored and he's warming up on the sideline. I don't feel that he doesn't want to be there, and it's just the way, it's just the type of player he is. And I think with that, the Ivory Coast thing, first international start, first international goal. If you ain't buzzing playing for your country and then getting your first goal, there's something wrong with you.
Mr. Shayos says, if you could build a new ground in Essex, where would you build it? Most West Ham fans now live in Essex. I wouldn't build it anywhere in Essex, mate. We should stick to our roots. We're East London side, and we should stay.
Hang on. Well, let's not be hasty here, mate.
We should never move out of East London.
I like going back to East London just to get out of Essex. So
don't matter if they all live there. That's their choice that they've moved. You don't fucking move everything to them. It ain't the what's it? NFL, where they just fucking start moving fucking clubs backwards and forwards.
Nicky can't even spell NFL.
Can't talk. So, Duvet Dancer says you can't vaccinate 7 million people in the UK in under a year. No, you can't, mate. But you can vaccinate the most vulnerable, which is the most important thing. That's why we're all walking.
Which is what looks like it's the route they're going to go down, like the elderly first.
Yeah, absolutely, fucking right as well.
As it should be. As it should be.
Guys, I got a testing site outside my front door. It's a bit scary, to be honest. I bet it's like one of them zombie films, isn't it? Do you know one of them ones where they got the old tents set up?
It's really odd, mate. I've been past a few of them in different.
It ain't like Cockneys versus Zombies, starring Dan Lawless, is it?
Dan Lawson.
Dan Lawson.
There's
one just up the road from me, up by the Moby Dick.
Yeah, you could imagine zombies walking out of them. They're that type of thing. It's a bit weird.
England won't win a thing with Southgate in charge, says Jerry Moffat. I disagree there, mate. Todd Stevens, England won't win fuck all till Rice is captain, and the other two other amateurs up front, tried and tested formula.
That's right. I agree.
Stuart Ling think Haller's had enough chances. To be fair, Ryan, I want him to prove me wrong. I honestly do. Just can't see it. I'm afraid.
Yeah, but you say he's had enough chances. He's not had enough chances starting games. As I said, Liverpool away is his first, starting since Arsenal away last season, which was in March. So when he started in the Capital Cup or whatever it's called, I know it's only the Capital Cup. He has scored goals and played well. So give him a run in the team. Like why Antonio's trying to get his fitness back, and who knows? But fully fit, you start Antonio.
Yeah, because he fits the system. That's
exactly.
But would Haller benefit like we've said?
It's frustrating because
someone up there with him.
If Haller would have cost us 5 million, it's different. He's cost 45 million, and that's what a lot of me included. You look at that price tag and you think that's a lot of money for a club like West Ham. So Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, all them teams can go and spend 45 million on a striker. If it doesn't work out, they bench him. They've got other talent come in. We can't afford to go out and spend 45 million on a striker. And if it don't work out, we think, all right, we've got other players. We've been lucky with Antonio that he's found form and it's working out for Antonio. But yeah.
Well, let's go to ask anything, because I'll be honest with you, I want to get off tonight. I'm a little bit tired. I want to have a early night.
I sort of agree with this comment in a way. Under Allardyce, Haller would have thrived because he would have had someone like Nolan.
Oh, yeah, because he'd have had Abdoulaye Faye up to Papa Diop, up to Kiate, right up to Carroll, onto Haller's head.
But do you know what I mean? He would have been better because he would have had Nolan buzzing around him. And that's the thing. It's
no, but that's what I'm saying. If you get someone up and around him, I think you'll see more from him.
And I agree with this comment as well. Sorry, going back to England, I totally agree. With James there, I don't think we win anything with Pickford in goal.
Listen, we see the likes of Pope and Henderson.
That's an Everton fan.
Yeah,
and that's a good point. But look, Pickford's lost his way a bit. There's no denying he's a good goalkeeper, but he makes a lot of mistakes. England have got some talented goalkeepers, Henderson, Pope, to come in and take Pickford's place. So maybe dropping him might make him the better player, and that might benefit England and Everton as well.
It's funny with a goalkeeper, because how many goalkeepers do you know that get dropped and actually make their way back?
15.
There's not many. No, there's not many. Like when they lose form, they seem to lose. Look at Joe Hart. When they lose form, they just seem to lose form for life.
Rob Green was another one, made that mistake in the World Cup, didn't he? And we never
never the same, was he? Never seen again.
Oh, come on. People go on about that mistake for Rob Green. Watch that game back. He saved about 10 chances.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it was unbelievable. But it's just that one thing. Look at Carson. Carson was one of the biggest sort of prospects in this country. They chucked him in versus Croatia. He made 2 mistakes. He never played. I don't even think he played football again.
This is a good one. David James did.
He did. Yes, he did. David James did.
That shut us up.
Yeah. Move on.
With keepers, though, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you can make a mistake out on pitch, and 8 out of 10 times you'll get away with it. But with goalkeeper, you make a mistake 9 times out of 10, it's in the back of the net.
It's a talent. the tale of two ends, isn't it? You could save 10 shots in the game. You let one in the 90th minute. You remember for that. A striker can miss 10, score in the last minute, and he's a fucking hero. So it's just the way, innit? It's a horrible position to be in as a goalkeeper.
Roberto at Burnley, he did. I'll tell you what, right? I'll never forget.
That was a year ago. That was a year ago. That come up on my memories the other day.
I will never forget Roberto at Burnley. I've never seen a more broken man in all my life. It was just the way when he slapped that one in his net, right? And I was looking at you, and I was looking at him, and I was looking at him on the screen, and he's just looking at around as if to say, like, what the fuck is going on here?
You looked at me because because a few fans went home, so there was a bit of space between us, and you sitting there, and you just looked at me, and you went, "What is this?
Yeah, what is it? What is going on?"
And I don't know. And you're saying that Roberto looked broken-hearted. I think we were more broken-hearted, bit like losing 3-0 and we still had that 5-hour trip home.
At least we've got to go to cricket club.
I think I phoned you. You was on the way back in the car. Nicky just was inconsolable. He's like, I come all the way back. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I just seen.
It's not that. It's just him. He was when he slapped it in his net, and he was just looking around for someone to blame. And I looked at Ryan. I went, "What is this?"
It's amazing though. He's not making them sort of mistakes in Spain. It's a bit odd, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not as physical, man. But that Burnley team were getting underneath him and all sorts. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I've never seen anyone sprint off the pitch at full time quicker than him.
This comment here, Sasha. Can we just say that we're better without fans because the players don't want 60,000 Cockney shouting at them? But the thing is, I agree with that in a way. As much as I'd love to be at West Ham and love to be at football home and away, the Fulham game last week was a perfect example for me because on the 80 minutes, 0-0, Fulham having chances, the players would have got nervous and they would have made mistakes. But that's why there is a sort of positive of not having the fans there, especially from the West Ham view.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because when you look at that game and things weren't going right, the fans then get on the back. The bonus for teams having the fans there is when you're chasing a goal and you're heading to the last minute, the fans are that extra lift. When you're trying to hold out for a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win, the fans are that extra lift. But I'm with you. There's a lot of negatives in having the crowds there, which I think is the reason why you're seeing some of the freak results that you're getting. Because
even when we're 1-0, well, when we go 1-0 down, I've noticed that the players don't panic. But the crowd, if we went 1-0 down and the crowd are on their backs, that will make the players panic. So as much as fans need to be at football. I'm not saying we need to be there.
Yeah.
At the moment, the way things are, I think there is a sort of a positive that the fans not being there, that the players are not panicking as much. I'll tell you what though, mate, before I answer that, if you watched the England game last night, I wish there was 80,000 fans there. Watching them boys do that national anthem was a fucking embarrassment. I remember the days when players used to pump their chest out and used to love singing that national anthem. Them boys were mumbling out. They looked like they was miming.
96, Euro 96. When you
I felt like I was at that concert.
What was the worst thing you did in school which got your detention? Graham, did you get the cane?
No, they stopped the cane a couple of years before I started secondary
when
school.
When Graham was in school, he got sent to the Tower of London for detention.
I blew up all of the magnesium in the science department. I got caught. Yeah. I just fucking, they had a big like, was it a spool? It was on a spool.
Yeah.
And I fucking lit it and it fucking went up, man. And it was like, honestly, you see the flashing out, that would have blinded you.
I think the word I got detention for breaking a window.
I thought he was going to say for breaking wind.
Why did you break a window? Very out of character. You great?
Someone threw a. We was all pissing around, like someone threw a bottle at me, and I ducked, and it went through the window. But then we tried to cover it up.
You got a detention.
What happened was we tried to cover it up, and we was in the classroom, but we went, someone threw it from outside, but obviously all the glass was inside. We didn't think to chuck all the glass out, and the teacher just took one look at it and went, "You're all lying. You're all in detention."
I got suspended from school once for giving someone a stone cold stunner in drama and knocked him out clean cold. I'll never forget them days.
Rob Erdit says, "What's your go-to meal deal?"
Go-to.
You know, like you get the sandwiches and shit in Tesco's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like chicken and bacon. Chicken and bacon. Hula Hoops grab bag and the lemon and lime water juice.
I like a hoisin duck wrap. A bag of McCoy's, the beefy ones, and I normally get like nowadays I usually get like a Lucas Age Sport. I think like one of the berry and cherry ones.
Yeah.
I ain't got a fucking meal deal for ages. I'm probably get one. What they do is they still do the chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah.
I'll have that. I'll have I don't know, probably chili McCoy's or something. They still do them.
Yeah.
Or no, the flaming hot Doritos. And then probably go for bottle.
No, I'm going to change. I'm going to change my crisps. I'm going to go for
no. Said it.
Sea salt and cider vinegar finest crisp, mate.
Delete Nicky.
Mine's BLT, steak, McCoy's, and a Lucozade cherry.
Yes, Scott.
Lee WHUFC says, "Do you boys like fishing?"
No, I fucking don't.
Tried it once, didn't catch bugger all, and then went, nah, not for me.
Yeah, I haven't got the patience for fishing. You've got to have so much patience for fishing. Like, I used to chuck it in the water. When I was younger, I used to go with my mates. Old Charles, used to love a bit of fishing. He still does now.
Yeah.
He goes now with his boy, yeah.
I see him flogging bits on Facebook and all. But we used to go over there, and I used to put it in, and I used to be in there like 2 minutes, and I'll pull it out. I'll get the ump, but I ain't got the patience for fishing.
I'll be fair. I went when I was younger and I hated it. I couldn't stand it. But I was like, I was out in the street and all of that. And it was that. I went a couple of years back. I say a couple of years back, about 10 years back.
Fishing.
Maybe 15 years back. And it was more appealing for the relaxation. I reckon I might like it now, but I'm not one of them people who's going to be sitting over there overnight and in the freezing cold and all that shit. If it's sunny, yeah, I'll have a little bit of it. But if it's fucking like freezing cold and I've got to fucking freeze me bollocks off to try and catch
tell you what we'll do then.
A little bream coming out of the fucking water.
We know someone that's got fishing gear. What we'll do during the summer, if we can all go social distancing and all that, we'll do a West Ham Fan TV fishing trip.
Oh yeah, we'll film it.
Bugger all.
I'm up for that. Plenty of boots, so yeah, definitely.
Sasha Hyam says, Nicky, what shampoo do you use? I use Hair Be Gone.
I thought it was Half Moon.
Oh, Half Moon, yeah.
Oh,
they say in my head like McDonald's sign. Look. Fred Perry.
We didn't answer the beer one. What's your favourite beer? We didn't answer that one, did we?
What's your favourite beer then, Gray? Stella?
It's Peroni or Moretti.
I'm the same. But tonight I'm on these grades. Do you remember these?
Desperado.
I remember them.
I was in the shop tonight, and I thought, I'll see them, and I thought, I'll fancy a couple of them tonight. But I'm with you, Gray. Peroni, Moretti, San Miguel. Anything apart from Foster's, really.
Holiday beer, right? San Miguel holiday beer.
Get your passport, Gray. We're off.
Do you know what? That's the thing. Your taste changes as the weather changes. I find with beer, certain beers are nicer in the summer than others. If you get what I mean. But Moretti,
San Miguel seems like a summer beer to me.
Yeah, Moretti I only discovered like a year ago, and it's a lovely beer.
If I was choosing, if I had all the beers in the world, and I was sitting there with all the beers in the world, I would probably choose a Tiger beer because I really like them, or a Red Stripe.
Red Stripe's nice. I like Red Stripe.
I'll tell you, have you ever had Samuel Adams or Blue Moon, like American ales? They're like they're like rocket. They're like rocket fuel.
Ram, you used to drink them fucking East London beers when we had all them, mate.
Yeah,
little bastards.
They were nice. What,
Yeah.
Look at this comment.
It's got more refined taste.
Oh, where's it gone? Shut up, Graham. I fucking lost it now because of you.
You need to have the owl that they do at West Ham, Gray. You'd like that.
Young Ali McCoist.
Tell him the story, Nick.
Yeah, we've always called him Ali McCoist.
Yeah, but who did we call you?
Fucking Pete Stringfellow. But for no reason.
Yeah, but now we had that thing, didn't we? Where who was it? Oh, what was his name?
We got a mate, Wayne. He looks like Lee Evans. He's fucking.
Yeah, he looks like a mixture of Lee Evans and Matty Upson.
Yeah, he was like a mixture of that. My mate Craig looked like Luke Chadwick, a young Luke Chadwick.
Lee looked like Mike Ashley.
No. My mate Lee looked like Mike Ashley. Graham looked like David Unsworth.
Yeah.
And they
always call me Unsworth, to be fair.
They couldn't find one for me, so they used to call me Peter Stringfellow or Boy George.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking Adbo Boy George, not come a chameleon Boy George.
I see a bit of Steve Claridge in you as well.
Who?
Steve Claridge.
Claridge, yeah.
Yeah, Hammers Mikey says, do an Only Fools spin-off, lads. Dodgy Boys outing.
Boys outing.
Well, we should do that. Trip to Margate on the old Dodgems.
Yeah, have some of that.
Scott looks like Ogbonna, someone said. That's because he's fake tan.
Nick says Fred Perry or Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren for me.
Ralph Lauren.
Fred Perry for me.
Yeah, I'll have to go with. I'll swerve more towards the Fred.
Oh, we're the Ralphie boys, me and you, Scott.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Nick, what was it? Your brother used to call you Wreck-It.
Wreck-It, yeah.
That's so much Ralph Lauren. He's Wreck-It Ralph.
Can you, Graham? Go on. I'll let you scroll through them. Can you scroll through them?
No, you can't. I don't think you can.
Nah.
Go on then, Scott. You look for some.
I had some earlier on, and we sort of bypassed them all. So
I've got one here.
Go on.
Graham's meal deal is roast ox legs with a goblet of mulled wine, wench for pudding. Scott, Daniel LaRusso, yes, Daniel's son.
Wench for pudding.
How are you getting?
I like that. I like that. Goblet of mulled wine.
I ain't even started watching Cobra Kai yet. I need to find time.
I watched the first cut. It's good. It's good.
Graham is grinding into an Allardyce.
Don't you start. I'll get out of one of me.
I didn't mean to put that one up, mate. I didn't mean.
I'll get out of one of me mates. He reckons I look like Allardyce.
But yeah, I think that's.
He knows who he is. My mate Lee knows who he is.
Unless anything comes in, boys, we'll cut it off tonight.
Yeah, we'll give it. What's time now? We'll give it another 10 minutes.
What was it you used to call him, right? Janusz. Ghostbusters, Scott.
Yeah, Janusz.
Joe, what? I can't watch that come on the other night, and it come on straight to the bit. Was a bit with a painting. You know where he the first time he sort of does him, doesn't he? And I was sitting there every time I see that now, I just think
you are like the buzzing of flies to him.
A child.
Oh, if I was the hand.
I don't get it. I don't see it, to be honest. But hey,
yeah. You wouldn't know. We do.
Who's your favourite Peaky Blinder?
Do you know what? I've never watched it.
Oh, mate, you'd love it, right?
Yeah, I know. It is on me to watch thing. So yeah, I will.
I've only seen 2 or 3 of them. Can't really remember. It's
my favourite.
Sit down and watch.
Or for fucking Shelby.
It's another one of them on my list to watch, but it's finding the time to watch it.
I love it, man. It's fucking unbelievable. Unreal program.
I've seen a few of the first series. Was it Sam Neill who plays the
first series? Yeah, he's a copper.
Mate, he plays an absolute nutcase, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a copper.
In the first
series. I think the last series I watched was a couple of weeks ago. I watched the Haunting of Bly Manor, which is sort of linked to the Haunting of Hill House. So yeah, but yeah, that was the last series I watched. But yeah, I've got a few more things to watch. So Peaky Blinders is on there. There's a couple of other things I need to watch as well.
Favorite LOD character? Does he mean Line of Duty or Legion of Doom? Because I like talk.
Oh, what a rush!
Oh, what a rush!
I liked Animal.
He's talking about Line of Duty. I never watched Line of Duty, if I'm honest.
I've seen the first 2 series. It's good. It is good. But again, it's getting time to sit down and watch them all.
Here's one. Del Boy or Rodney?
Del Boy.
Del Boy.
I don't know.
Del Boy. Does have to be Del Boy.
I don't know. Rodney was a classic, man.
Yeah, no.
Rodney was. Why do you keep calling me Dave Trick?
Yeah, they both complement each other, but I just think, I don't know, Del Boy, he's a British icon, isn't he? Old David Jason, and that character is Del Boy or Dave.
Yeah, great. It's on for you, mate.
I don't know.
I like that.
Here's one. This one's up right up Graham Street. Band of Brothers or Pacific?
Band of Brothers for me. I'd like the Pacific, but I just thought it was a little bit too. Whereas with Band of Brothers, you got to know like all the characters. I just thought Pacific was just jumping back and forth a little too much, like to really get to know all the characters as much as you did in Band of Brothers.
I still ain't watched Pacific yet. I still ain't watched the last.
It is really good. It is really good. It is really good. It just jumped back and forth between characters a little too much. But
yeah.
What's your favourite Danny Dyer movie, Gray?
Human Traffic.
Top. Scott?
Human Traffic? What was Human Traffic? I don't know where I've seen that.
If you don't know,
it's one of his first films.
Oh no,
you got to watch it. It's funny. It's funny.
Human Traffic.
For me, The Business is up there for me. Great film.
Business was good.
Business.
Fucking shit, the films he makes, man.
What's the one where he goes after the people that kill his old man?
Oh,
filmed outside of Peacock Gym. The scene where his old man, I think his old man's a cab driver, and he saves this woman.
Yeah, that's a Vendetta, isn't it?
Football Factory 4.
Do you know what? I know he gets. I know he gets a lot of stick and all that, but he has made a couple of decent films, and The Business is definitely up there for me. Yeah.
Ever had a beer with foreign groups of hammers abroad? I have. I went to Florida. I went to meet the Orlando Hammers.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. It was. Where's the place? Begins with a T. Tampa. The Tampa Hammers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and watched the game with them when I went to Florida. Filmed some stuff. There's a video up on our channel.
I had a beer when I went to New York back in 2011. I was watching the Arsenal game. We was playing Arsenal at home. It was Wayne Bridges' debut, funny enough. And I remember it was full of Arsenal fans in this little boozer, but there was one West Ham fan in there. I don't know if he was a New York Hammer or whatever, but I had my West Ham shirt on. He sort of sat next to me, and yeah, we watched the game and we lost 3-0, I think it was, and we were shit under Avram Grant, but we had a good laugh.
Graham loves the Hawaiian Hammers. They're his best mates.
Matt Powell, who would wear a dress the best?
I think Dan loves a little off-the-shoulder number.
I reckon you, Scott, to be honest.
No, I don't know. I remember seeing Scott once wear a miniskirt to Palms Hotel, and it didn't look right. Yeah, I mean, I love a little. I like a Pat Butcher like type, the big blouse.
So I saw you falling off the boat. No, it wasn't me.
Alex has asked, "Who's the nicest VIP you've ever met?"
I don't know. We've met a few, haven't we?
I'll tell you who's one top guy. Two, really. Ray Winston was really nice. Really, really nice. That probably the biggest star I've ever met that we'd sort of got that close to. But he was really nice. He was a really, really nice fella. But football-wise, I think John Hartson. I think he was a really nice fella. And to be fair, there ain't been
all the players we've been lucky enough
yeah,
to meet.
There's
all
none
been really nice.
Yeah, there's
They've all
none.
been really nice.
Lampard was really nice. Jimmy Walker was a top fella. Matty Everton was a top fella.
Yeah.
Ian Wright, top fella.
Tony COYI, Phil Parks, Kevin Locke.
Everybody. Yeah, they've all been
Slater, all really nice, nice fellas.
But yeah, Ray Winston, I think, was really nice. He took the ride like a fucking duck to water. Him and Ray cuddling each other.
But it might surprise you, but I think probably the nicest celebrity that I've ever met, and I thought he wasn't going to be as nice, was Mike Tyson. Honestly, the bloke was. I thought, you see his ego and things like that down the years, but when I met him, in the environment that I met him, he was just so down to earth, and I couldn't believe how nice he was as a person. And I've been lucky enough to meet him twice. And
I'll be honest, mate, I'd say that as well.
No, he was, mate. I'll be honest. You think that he's going to come across as sort of arrogant. I'm Mike Tyson, but he was nothing like that. He was, he took to the English crowd. Sorry.
I was going to say, hasn't he admitted in interviews now that he was sort of poorly advised when he was younger and
listen, Don King fucking ruined him. But no, I was just surprised when I met him, when I was queuing up to meet him, I thought he was going to be, but I think probably the nicest person I've ever met in boxing is Tyson Fury. Absolute, honestly, diamond of a bloke.
There's not many that I've met that are cunts, though. To be
no, we're past. Oh, we're not past 9 o'clock. We'll bleep that out. But as a footballer, I don't think. I mean, I'm going back to my days when I used to go Tradweath and watch West Ham train. Neil Ruddock for me is fucking. He's up there as one of the nice.
Give him a lift in that. When I was
he dropped us off to the train station when it was pissing down the rain, and he was just such a down to earth bloke. And I've been lucky enough since we've done this channel to interview him and sometimes speak to him on Twitter, and he's up there. And as Nicky said, John Hartson, another one. Every time we ask him to do something or need his advice, and he always comes back to us. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Let's make it more interesting.
For about 15, 20 minutes, didn't they?
Let's make it more interesting. Who's the worst?
Whoa, for me, it's I've been lucky enough to meet boxers, and probably the worst for me was Chris Eubank Sr.
Really?
Yeah, arrogant, stuck up his own ass. Met him in the Peacock gym, walked in, went over to him, asked him if I could have a photo. I turned his back. I thought, all right, I'll just leave him a bit, but he done it to everyone, and ever since then, fuck him. Honestly, I wouldn't. I just don't like him. He ruined me because I loved him as a kid, growing up, watching him. Footballers, this is going to be horrible to say, but Nicky, you know where I'm coming from, yeah? Bobby Robson, because when me and Nicky was younger, we played Newcastle at home and we beat them 3-1, I think it was. I think Carlo on top scored. And Nicky's at the time, he knew someone that was head of security at West Ham, and he said that after the game we can meet the Newcastle players. So me and Nicky actually went out, bought a Newcastle shirt to get it signed, and most of the players signed them, but Bobby Robson just sort of looked at us and just ignored us. And
spat in Ryan's face.
Yeah, he spat in my face. No, he didn't really, but no, yeah, very arrogant, but look, great England manager. So yeah, rest in peace, Bobby. But yeah, probably him. For me,
my mate loved that Newcastle shirt. It's just a shame. He really loved Bobby Robson as well, so it's a shame he didn't. My one, it's random. Janet Street Porter.
It's a bit random, that one, isn't it?
I'll tell you, mate, I've never, ever, ever in my life met a ruder woman than that woman. All right, she'd had a couple of beers, but honestly, she's so rude. One of them people, do you know who I am? And all of that sort of thing. And what it was, I was working at the time. I used to work as a doorman at the Brixton Academy, and what happened was there was a secret gig of Madonna's there. You know how, you've been to Brixton Academy, Scott, right?
Yeah.
So there was a secret gig of Madonna's there. Madonna is at the time, Madonna is probably the biggest star in the world, like one of the biggest singers in the world, right? She's doing this gig at Brixton Academy. She's coming out afterwards. You can imagine what it's like if Madonna's coming out of a fucking street, yeah? And she wanted to get out and she needed to get off quick after this gig. And Janet Street Porter wanted to meet her, and we couldn't let her down this road. And
is that road that runs along the back?
Yeah, the back road. Yeah. So we had to go down. We had to go to the front, to the edge of the road, so she can get in his car and get off like really quick. I think she was catching a flight, and yes. So like she's come and she tried to slap me. She tried to fucking hit me with a bag. She started telling me I was a scumbag. She started telling me like, you're nothing. I can fucking buy you and sell you. I'll get you the fucking sack and all that. And the fucking all I could see was the teeth.
Yeah, she has got a pair of Ken dogs going on.
Her teeth started protruding.
Do you know the funny thing is that doesn't surprise me with her though. It really doesn't.
She's horrible, mate. She was horrible. And she went to me like when she went to walk down the road eventually, and I pushed her back. And she went, "Don't you know I am?" I went, "Yeah, that's no way you're not allowed past."
Yeah. Yeah, you're not even the famous loose woman. Someone just said there saying, "Is she ruder than Brady?" I'll be honest, like me and Nicky,
Brady was nice when I met.
Yeah,
her.
we was lucky enough to be in meetings with Karen Brady at one point, and she come across really well. So I haven't really got a bad word to say against her in personally meeting her.
I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust her. But as a person, like she didn't. Yeah, she was all right.
Yeah. Graham, guess your worst was Hitler.
Oh, here we go.
Graham actually met Moses when he parted the sea.
Right. Boys, we're going to have to wrap it up.
You're not that much older than you, you know.
Shut up, Gray. You're Asian.
You're still the oldest, so you're going to get it, ain't you?
Yeah. Hey, Sava.
But yeah, we ain't even got no game to preview this week because it's international break. So yeah, nice little weekend off. Enjoy it with the families stuck indoors.
Yeah.
Positive Pat.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going to walk from the bedroom to the front room and then probably to the toilet, then to the kitchen, and then go back to the front room where I'll sit for the next 9 hours before I get up and then go to bed.
It's getting dangerous. I can start to eat food again now, and I can keep seeing Ferrero Rochers up the supermarket.
Going to Christmas, I'm going to start posting them through his letterbox. I'm going to open his letterbox and go, Nicky, I've got to have you, mate. And just start posting them through.
I swear on my life, right? A couple of Christmases ago, I bought one of them towers. It was the happiest I've ever been putting it together. I swear on my life, one of them like tree towers.
Yeah,
mate. Ferrero Rocher is my downfall at Christmas. I always find, but the thing is, even though you don't want them, you walk past and you pick one up and put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You put it in your pocket.
I eat it as quickly as I can so no one knows I've eaten it. And then when people start blaming everyone, I just start going, it was Gary.
And then you had the wrappers down the settee, down the side of the settee.
You ever had the lint balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice.
Oh, mate, they're lethal. They are lethal.
They are nice.
I'm just looking for. You can tell I'm getting older because I love me cheese and biscuits.
Graham, you going to do Miami's 11 with Russ?
I am, yes. I am going to do it, yes.
He needs to make sure he does it. He gets his computer working properly before he can do it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be getting, fingers crossed, from work.
Oh, yeah, good luck. Our mate's in Ryan. We spoke about you at the beginning, mate. If you go right back to the beginning, you hear some nice words from us about you. That's it, really, boys.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. I've been Nicky, that's been Graham, that's been Scott, that's been Ryan. Go and check us out on Patreon if you can. There's a link in the description down below. We've got new merchandise out, the Claret Blue Army range. Let's have a...
You know what makes me laugh, Scott, is that Nicky says let's go, and now he's going to plug all the merchandise for 35 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be here for another hour.
Here we go. Look, the Claret Blue Army range, the jumpers, the t-shirts.
That's another range I'm not going to get any of. Nice one.
Well, order some then, you fucking plonker. Everyone else orders them, and
you only get merchandise when you do more than 10 videos a year, and you're stuck on 6.
you're still getting the Avco merch. You're so far behind.
Yeah.
So go and check them out on our stores, mate. We're gonna order some of them.
Any Christmas merch?
Huh?
Any Christmas merch?
It's coming. I got messages today. It's coming. Yeah. So that's it.
I do like a Christmas jumper.
One thing left to say.
Subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, your hands.
Come on, your hands.